Hello and welcome. So today's practice is going to be a gentle practice to bring in warmth into the body, to wake the body up. So if you have been feeling sluggish lately, if you are, I don't know, it's the early morning for you and you want to lift things up, or maybe it's midday and you're needing to lift the energy a little bit, this practice is designed for you. So I'm going to invite you to meet me in a comfortable seated position, whatever that feels like for you. Perhaps you're bringing in blankets or pillows, blocks to lift the hips up so that the knees are a little lower. This helps give the support through the core as well. And so I'm in Sukhasana, or easy pose, and my toes are gently flexed, so they're just kind of just under the knees and they're just gently flexed inward, just to kind of give this activity throughout the legs here. But again, find your comfortable seated position. I'm going to invite you to bring one hand on the abdomen, the other hand on the heart, and just take a moment to settle in, to feel, to observe anything and all that's arising for you in this moment. Take a moment to check in with the breath, not trying to change it in any way, simply observing, what is the breath like? Is it rough? Is it smooth? Somewhere in between? Is the inhale longer or shorter, about the same as the exhale? Where do we feel the movement of the breath in the body? On your next inhalation, I'm going to invite you to open the arms up wide here, palms out. On the exhalation, I'm going to invite you to wrap the arms in and gently roll the body in. So inhale, we're going to open the arms out nice and wide, lifting the heart space, maybe gently lifting the chin, maybe even in the gaze. Exhale, wrapping those arms around perhaps the other arm on top this time and gently rolling it in. We're going to do that 2 more times. And then coming back to center here. So bringing your hands on your knees, we're going to send the pelvis backwards, let that get the spine to gently rounding in the shoulders, pushing the shoulder blades away from each other as the chin rests towards the chest. And then we'll tilt the pelvis forward, let that lift up through the spine, the chest, shoulder blades pulling together, chin gently lifting here. We'll do that a few more times, moving through that cat-cow. Maybe sort of imagining the body as though it is warming up after a frost, a morning frost. Just getting things warmed and moving nice and gently here. We'll do one more cat-cow and then we're going to do some circles here. Maybe we match this with the breath. So maybe we exhale as we come forward, we inhale as we come back. We're just gently pressing the palms into the knees as we come forward, and maybe just gently tucking those fingers around the knees and releasing the upper body back. Do one more circle here. And then we'll switch directions. All right, good. One more here. Before coming back to center. So we're going to make our way onto our knees, our hands on our knees, maybe bringing in a little cushion, maybe a blanket, or folding up your mat under the knees, just to cozy it up a little bit, just to be nice to the body here. So here we're going to do a little flow. We're going to send our hips back towards our heels. Let those arms reach forward here. As we exhale, we're going to come up. And you have a couple of options here. You could come up and just come to that tabletop-like position, or you could come up by lifting up the knees, sending the hips back, and coming into a downward dog. So you decide, flowing through whichever version works for you. We're gonna exhale on the way back, and we're gonna inhale, lift either to that tabletop or to that downward dog. And you could also mix these two. Maybe doing a couple of one and then a couple of the other. Do 2 more rounds here. And then the next time you come into child's pose, we're just going to pause there. Take a moment to breathe into the back of the body. Have those arms be active here. So those arms are stretching out, fingers stretching out, fingertips pressing into the earth. We're going to hold here and breathe into the back of the body. Feel that activity through the body. And then we're going to make our way gently up here. We're going to come into a high kneeling position. Now from here, we're going to step forward with the right foot. Just watching that right knee is tracking over the right ankle. The knee is leaning out to one side. Pull it back to the middle. It's leaning in to the inside. Pull it back to the middle. So from here, inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bring our elbows out into a cactus-like pose here. I'm just showing you here. And then as we inhale, we're going to lean forward here over the knee. As we exhale, reach it back up. Inhale to reach. Exhale into that cactus. Inhale to lean it forward. Exhale to lift it up. Doing that a couple more times. So we're just getting this gentle activation here in the body. One more time. Starting to turn on the core a little bit. Very good. And then lower the arms down, take the right leg back. Take a moment to tune in, checking on both sides, maybe noticing if there's any differences on the two sides. And then taking the left foot forward here, again, watching our alignment. And then we'll reach up, nice big inhale. Exhale into cactus. Inhale to fold over that front knee. Exhale to lift it back up. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold it forward. And lift it back up. Very good. 2 more times. I think I misspoke. We inhale as we forward fold. We exhale as we lift up. Just getting that core activation on that lift. Very good. Last time here. Great. Then bring those arms down, take the knee back, toes tuck under, hands on the ground here, and find a forward fold. On your next inhalation, we're going to lift halfway up. On your exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, lift it all the way up, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway up, creating an L with the body. Nice big extension through the spine here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to reach all the way up. Hands to heart center. And then release the handstand exercise and just take a moment there to pause and observe. So I'm just going to shift here so you can see me from another angle. So we're going to do similar arm work that we did at the beginning. So we're going to open those arms up. We're going to lift in the heart space, gently lift in the chin. As we exhale, we're going to give ourselves a nice big hug here. And we're going to roll all the way around. When you come back to center, inhale to reach those arms open again. Exhale to give yourself a hug, opposite arm on top. And we're going to roll the other way. We're going to do that a couple more times either side. Only when you finish up that final roll, we're gonna inhale, opening those arms nice and wide here. And then exhale, release it down. Okay, we're gonna step out a little wider than hip distance apart. Our heels are gonna point in, our toes are gonna point out. Now we are gonna come down into a squat pose. So you can decide how deep this is. Maybe it's not very deep at all, and that's okay. We're sending our hips back to come down. So we wanna try to keep the knees more or less behind the toes. If you want some more support, maybe you bring blocks to sit down, so you lift the earth up, and as we come down, we sit on the blocks. As we come up, right, you have that little extra support up. You could also have your hands on the wall. Exhale to come down, inhale to hold, exhale to lift. So choose your option here. We're going to do 4 in total. Nice big inhale, exhale to lower. Hold on that inhale, exhale to lift. Arms can be reaching up. It could be at heart center, it could be at the hips, it could be at the sides, holding onto something, you decide. 3 more. Whenever you finish up, taking your time here, no rush, bring hands back to heart center. We're gonna inhale, reaching up one more time here. We're gonna come down and we're gonna hold in our Malasana or yogi squat. Again, finding your depth of your squat. Maybe you're finding your support here. I'm just gonna take this opportunity to ground into the day. Perhaps before the day begins pulling at you, or maybe just to pause in between those pulls. Whenever your next exhale comes, lift it up. And just like we did at the beginning, we're gonna bring one hand onto the abdomen, one hand onto the heart, if that feels comfortable in the body. I'm gonna stay in this Tadasana. You could also find a seated position if that feels better for you. Just take a moment to tune in to the breath. We're going to do a little pranayama here, a little breath exercise. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to count to 4. Pause for a moment. And then as you exhale, let the breath go out through the mouth, like you're fogging up a window. Feeling that warmth through the body, inhaling through the nose if available to the count of 4. Pause for the breath, for the hold, and then exhale through the mouth. Couple more times here. And then release the hands. Just take a moment to observe. Noticing any sensations arising in this moment. Maybe noticing any shifts from the first time that we checked in at the beginning of practice. And I'd like you to bring your hands together and give yourself a little gratitude for showing up for you. And I thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this practice, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, the like, and maybe the notification to let you know whenever I drop new videos. Also, if you are joining in December 2025, come join me for Winter Calm in 24. This is a 24-day program that helps give you short practices between 5 minutes and 15, movement practices, breath work, mindfulness, even some recipes to help warm the body from the inside out. Feel calm, soothed throughout this what can be a crazy month of holidays and work and lots of stress going on. So if you are looking for something that gives you that little extra nourishment, I'd love for you to come join me in Winter Calm and 24. Hopefully see you there. Bye for now.